Dumb and Dumber came out in the year 1994 and stars the likes of Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels, as this comedy movie is about two idiots named Lloyd and Harry who go on a road trip to Aspen. As Lloyd, played by Jim Carrey, takes a woman called Mary Swanson, played by Lauren Holly, to the airport as he is a limo driver. However, when he drops Mary off at the airport, he realizes that she left her briefcase on the floor of the airport and embarks on a mission with Harry, played by Jeff Daniels, to return this briefcase to Mary. However, it's not as easy as they first imagined. So what I liked about this movie is the story, as the story was about returning of Mary Swan's briefcase in which she had accidentally left on the airport floor. However, little did Lloyd and Harry know that this was no accident, as the briefcase was left there for a reason. As it turns out, the briefcase was filled with ransom money as a mob group kidnapped Mary Swan's husband and demanded they pay up. However, just before the mob members could take the briefcase, Lloyd grabs the case and wants to return it to Mary, as he has a crush on Mary and hopes that by returning her briefcase, she will fall in love with him. But obviously, he did not realise she was actually married. Yeesh. Furthermore, I thought this story was great, and along the way on returning the briefcase, Lloyd and Harry didn't even know that they were being targeted by a guy called Joe, played by Mike Starr, who is a member of this mob and was hunting these two idiots down for the briefcase. However, Joe was unsuccessful in his venture, as he was accidentally killed off by Harry and Lloyd, as these two fed him rat poison thinking it was medication. Joe needed his medication as he had a fit after being pranked by Harry and Lloyd as they put chili in his burger, in which flared up his stomach problem in this movie. Moving on, the ending was also great as the pair get to go to Aspen, and get involved again with other members of the mob until the FBI turns up and arrests the rest of the mob. And obviously, Mary Swanson's husband, comes back and is returned safely. Moving on then to the main characters in this movie, Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels, as they was the excellent comedy duo, as they wouldn't have worked without each other in this movie, and arguably this is Jim Carrey's best movie, and people forget about Jeff Daniels' role in this movie, as he helped elevate Jim Carrey, and Jim Carrey elevated Jeff Daniels, as they bounced off of each other so well, like I went on about in the Shrek reviews, which you can go check out now in the description. I'll probably put it in there, if not go to the recommended review channel and have a scroll through. I mentioned that Mike Myers and Eddie Murphy's comedy duos bouncing off of each other, fantastic, and this is no different. This was like comedy genius after comedy genius, and it was so like funny because they were acting as idiots. Probably one of his best ones. Like I put that up there with The Mask and Ace Ventura as his best sort of movies that he's the lead role upon. And yeah, thought it was brilliant. So was Jeff Daniels, and they worked fantastic together. And like I said a little bit earlier, that these two, if you'd have separated it and gone, it's just Jim Carrey's movie or Jeff Daniels, it would have failed. Because the comedy came from both of them being idiots. Jeff Daniels probably was more thick in common sense rather than thick because he can actually read, whereas Jim Carrey hasn't got no common sense and is a little bit thick at the same time. But they're both missing something, but it's a different something. And watching them bounce off of each other, just all like, it's hilarious. And there's a cool moment just to sum their relationship up right at the end of the movie. I think it might be, I'm not sure if it's an end credit scene or just right away where they're walking back trying to hitchhike, I think. And the bus pulls over saying, oh, do you want to come on this bus with us? And there's a load of women on there, I think topless and that. And then they turn around and go, they say which way is such and such. And they could have got on the bus with them, and instead they just went, oh no, it's that way. And then you think, actually, they made a mistake in leaving all these women. So they run back to the bus and then say, no, actually, it's this way. And it's sort of like they expected him to, the women expected him to jump on the bus, both of them. But they're that thick that they didn't realise what they'd just turned down. Furthermore, going back to Jim Carrey a little bit, 1994 was his years, like I mentioned. He had Ace Ventura and The Mask, and this movie elevated him to another stratosphere, and it's probably thanks to the 1994 year why he's known around the world now. Really, after that, yeah, he made a couple of other good movies, but these were his main ones where you just went, Jesus Christ, this guy's funny. I know from this he probably got the roles he did, likes of Spotless Sunshine of the Eternal Mind, Bruce Almighty, and plenty of others along the years, in which applauds to him for his 1994 years. It's probably the best year of any actor. So to summarise this movie as a whole, this is one of my favourite comedies of all time, and to watch this, it really, really was amazing. The story, it can be questionable, but the story itself is carried by the comedy within the movie that makes this what it is to this day and helped launch the likes of Jim Carrey's career out of this world. Hence why I rate this an 8 out of 10. Let me know down in the comments below if you agree or disagree with anything I've said in this video. And don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell to be alerted to all the new content this channel creates. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Laters.